Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Thor. How you doing, man?
Hey, good morning. I'm doing great. Hey, everybody out there in the chat, YouTube land, all that stuff. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Friday, TGIF, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So, what's going on, man? How was your trading day yesterday? How did everything go for you?
It was fine. I'm getting geared up. I've been really busy, man, actually gearing up for this next boot camp. So haven't been able to trade much this week, but that's all right. Comes with the
Right on.
territory.
Hey, you got hard work's got to be done, right? Got to get
Yep.
all organized for that. I was excited to hear that the boot camp filled up. So
Yeah,
that's really exciting. Having a full class and lots of participation always makes it a lot funner for everybody. So
absolutely.
and get the teams filled up and get to work. So that sounds like a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at the sorry, I'm not to completely take a hard turn, but we just had this data drop at 8:30, which is the biggest data we've had in a bit come out. Non-farm payrolls came out way later than expected at 2:35 versus 7:50. I didn't get the squawk audio, so I'm a little bit delayed in it, but looks like what is unemployment rate? I don't have it yet. It should come up in just a second for me, but market getting hit on that, pulling back. It was gapping up a bit and now pulled back to previous day close. However, what's funny is
Hmm.
you see a divergence here between SPY and Qs as the Qs are popping, hoping that that keeps interest rates lower, while the actual
Hmm.
economy here might not be as in good of shape as people hoped with the SPY dropping. So,
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely got a lot hitting the gappers list now too. I noticed we had about six or maybe five or six new tickers pop in to the gappers list. We'll have to see if that ends up having any effect on things. But I'm going to switch to a 1 minute here on this chart. But as you can see, right after Norm mentioned that the SPY had this really big sudden squeeze that happened and now has started to draw down a bit. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Just remember, everyone, just because it's squeezed and starts to get volatile doesn't necessarily mean we're going to have a sell off on this. What Norm's saying with TQs and Qs, looking strength, thinking maybe interest rates stay down. Maybe we sell off for a little bit and then rally. We could actually squeeze on this news and then fade the rest of the day. So at least we're gonna have we probably will have a day where the SPY will do a little something, and move around. Norm. So maybe we'll actually have a little fun that way.
I think we'll be active this morning. I think we'll have a little bit of volatility. We'll see what happens as the day goes on as we head into the long weekend. I have a feeling some people might be leaving the office earlier to hit their houses on Martha's Vineyard or go out on
Absolutely.
their yacht.
Yeah, that's
So,
kind of what I was saying yesterday during the mentoring session. At the end of the day, I was like, Friday, especially before Labor Day, is normally it can often be like a my pillow day. I mean, because everyone's just no one shows up, and then especially around lunch, everybody's just out and they just take off for the day. So we'll pop into the gappers here in a second. I'll roll over to the pulse for a moment here, since Norm already kind of talked about we had the non-farm payrolls hit. What else we got going on today?
I mean, we've got services PMI coming out, market services PMI 945, preceding the ISM services index by 15 minutes as normal. I still don't have the unemployment rate print, so don't know if that data is a little bit slow. I don't know why that's not coming through. Anyway, yeah, but just holiday weekend. Just a note: don't forget we're not here on Monday. Um, SPY's essentially back to where it was before the whole before that data came out. So we'll see. Um, we'll see.
What are you planning on doing for Labor Day? You getting the grill out at all? You gonna get a little
Yeah,
make me
well, my
jealous with
anniversary
something
was
smoked maybe?
yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I've got a couple of A5 Wagyu steaks that are in the fridge ready to go.
Oh
So
man,
those should be nice. But
that alone makes me want to move to Texas.
but other than that, I don't have any big plans. Maybe I'll go fishing. I don't know.
Right on.
How about you?
So actually, I'm chilling out with the kiddos most of the weekend. The wife has a little bit of a girls' weekend thing they had planned a while ago, so they're going off and I don't even know what they're doing, to be honest. They're gonna go do something, and so I got the kiddos, so we're hanging around the house. I think we're gonna hit the beach and basically just run amok. I think for basically the entire weekend.
Nice.
So it's gonna be a lot of
Nice.
fun. I'm looking forward to it. So, and then
Hope you have a great time.
oh, I'll always have a great time. All right, so let's pop over. We'll take a quick look at some of this Gapper stuff here and look at that. Get a little list together, and then we'll talk about some community events and stuff like that in a little while. So, first off, yesterday I'm a little out of order on this. We watched yesterday some different different tickers that came in. Some of them, let me get my 5-minute up. Some of them, like LCID, I actually saw this at the Open with good rally and stuff. I was really thinking this one was going to be a better player. Unfortunately, it really didn't. However, quite a few of us caught this around 1 o'clock pop and got a pretty good amount out of that. Neo was kind of the surprise. Every day it seems like there's at least one stock that's just kind of like your sleeper. You never expect it, to kind of do what it does that day, but it just does it. Neo had a really nice rally at the Open for the first, 3 hours of the day. Basically went straight up. We had a lot of members in the chat room who managed to take advantage of that. So Apple sold off a little bit. Baba sold off a little bit. Tesla rallied, then sold off. So pretty much everything else. Chewy, and Chewy's a NYSE stock, right? So, I kept hearing Brian say it over and over again yesterday.
I don't trade it, so I'm not. I don't always remember what exchange they are when that's the case, but it wouldn't surprise me. That's why I don't trade it.
Yeah, it is. It's on the NYSE. All I remember yesterday, because I didn't think about that. I started trading it, and I just kept hearing Brian go, "Oh, stinking NYSE stock. Why do we keep looking at this thing?" Right. So and inevitably, what did it do? Not a whole lot, right? So that one didn't play well, but I did manage to actually short it up here at the top. I got a little bit of a move down on it, which was enough for me to make some money yesterday. And that was about it. So I'm going to go ahead and clear that list out. And then let's go. Actually, we'll leave BTC on there because I see Bitcoin stuff on here. All right, there we go. So SPY, we find ourselves pretty active on the SPY this morning, as Norm had mentioned. The SPY has been, and I think this could put the SPY in play today. If you notice the volume on the SPY on the daily, we have been advancing, but we have been advancing on declining volume. Generically, that is kind of a sign that things are winding out a little bit, and we may roll over and have a little bit of trouble up here because we're not getting any new high good buying volume to come in and support these upward moves anymore. Now with the payroll news that Norm mentioned at 8:30, this gives us a really nice catalyst on the SPY for this thing to maybe come back down, finally make us a move down. Notice on the SPY, if you zoom out, and Jared pointed this out on Engineering the Markets, I think on Wednesday or Tuesday, which this is, if I add where we go here, study config, moving average, select, wait, 50, let's make it simple, commit, okay. Notice the 50 moving average on the SPY. Every time this thing goes into a hard sell, it likes to come back to the 50 and then bounces somewhere off near the 50 moving average, somewhere in and around there. So if this thing starts to downtrend over the next, we have today and then it'll be next week, be looking at this thing to come back towards 440 and then we can make some decisions. So SPY looking very interesting today. We got gapping up here. We have PD, which is pager duty. At first, I thought this was PDD. When I first went to click on it, I almost said, PDD, I'm tired of this one. But this is PD, so this is a different ticker. This is pager duty. 71 million float, 12% short float. Anything going on PD today? It's definitely gapped up on its daily.
It's gapped up, but the volume, frankly, is pretty awful. I haven't. It just hopped up recently. The volume's super spotty. They had earnings last night. I don't know that it's anything great. It's NYSE, as you kind of just discussed with another. We'll see, but the 1 minute and 5 minute look atrocious to me.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, definitely don't have the kind of order flow we need in it to consider playing it just yet. We would definitely need a lot more, and Norm makes a good point there on the NYSE listing. So what we find in those NYSE stocks is they often make their move after hours because the big banks and everyone, they can go ahead and make their moves and get some stuff done either early morning or late evening. And then we end up spending the whole day trying to trade them while they do nothing. They just bounce up and down and take our money. OLB, which is the OLB group, also gapping up. I like the engulfing strong bar it put in yesterday. Today, volume in the pre-market a bit light for sure. Anything interesting on OLB? I didn't have it on any scanners or anything yesterday, but there it is. Low
I see
float.
news from 3 days ago, so I don't know. Like you say, it's on the lower end of the float with 2.9 million, so fairly
Yeah, super low
quite
float.
low. It really at 153,000 shares traded on something that low float isn't very attractive to me. So into it.
Yeah, yeah, you'd expect a low float with that, with something that short of a float that's in play. You'd almost have expected it to have exchanged its float a couple times by now. But so yeah, I hear you there. SAVA still in play. SAVA, we had an interesting chat going on in the room earlier about how SAVA is just a horrible stock to trade. It does. It seems like every day we look at it because it's gapping up and it's got movement and stuff like this. But this stock, just for some reason, just does not want to play nice on most days. Like you can see yesterday, it ended up just moving up and down, chopping this little range. The pre-market today, we're at least moving a little bit. So there is that, but I'll leave it to you if you want to play it or not. I'll throw it on here just if anyone wants some levels. But this stock won't be making it to my list. I haven't seen anything going on. DD Global had a bit of a engulfing bar. Might be prime for like a 3-bar play style on the daily kind of play, although we've kind of already started that move and we're failing back, so we'll see how that goes. But pre-market, I mean, could be more volume, but I mean, at least we're getting some like solid candles on this one. I have a bad feeling about that. I'm not saying, oh, hey, Roku popped up on the list. Maybe Roku's doing something. If all I need is one stock to like look good. Anything
Roku
cool with
is
DD or?
well, yeah. Didi apparently there are talks that the Chinese government, specifically Beijing, is looking to get a part of DD or take over DD. So that is the news on that.
Okay, well that's interesting actually.
No,
I know we're gonna
it's
go
a
here in a little
pretty
bit.
new ticker that's been fairly disappointing. So I don't know that it's going to do squat, but that's the news.
That's the news. All right, Hut on the list again. Disappointingly, not Pizza Hut. It's Hut 8 Mining Group. This is Bitcoin deal here. Bitcoin's been on the rise the past couple of days, right? I mean, I think we find ourselves. What is this price rate? Oh, hold on. It's not letting me do my hashtag. Oh well. So anyway, I think Bitcoin has been rising the past couple of days. For some reason, my thing isn't pulling it right, but whatever. So keep that in mind with Hut, Mara, and all of these. They're kind of rallying with Bitcoin, which you would expect. RAAS
Hut
Clopen Group.
gave a business update yesterday morning as well. So
If it's got a business update, I'll leave it on, and maybe we can take a peek at it. If we don't have more better stuff. RAAS Clopen Group. Really small price, 62 mil float. Big move yesterday as this thing pressed up. Today finds itself giving a little of it back. Could definitely use some more volume. Anything interesting on RAS today?
No, I'll tell you, a lot of these Chinese stocks that have been hit recently because of Chinese regulation have decided to open their wallets to the Chinese government. And I mean, the long story short is, I guess, in a sense, pay them off to let them continue to do their business. So I don't know if that's contributing here. It's fairly widespread. We've seen quite a few of these popping recently, so could be part of it. Maybe there's something else on this one specifically. I'm not super familiar with this ticker, but
right on. Yeah, I guess we have been playing Baba on some of the other China stocks as they've been bouncing. So it does have that similar just crazy downtrend for like the past like year basically. And then today we find ourselves springing. So maybe I don't have a short float on it, but maybe we're getting some short squeezed on it too or something that's helping all that volume come in on it. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Not my cup of tea, but maybe it'll offer some opportunities for somebody. CLOV here, Clover Health. I know this one has been in play before. Back in like June, this thing went crazy on some kind of pharma catalyst. I forget what it was. Maybe something COVID related, like immunotherapy or something like that. I forget. It finds itself gapped up a little bit today. Do we have any news specifically on Clove today bringing it up?
This has been on and off a Wall Street bets play. It is
Okay.
a Chamath polyhopatia, former SPAC. So
All right. WSB trying to make a little money on it. I like it. MMAT. Not my. I don't like this one. MMAT finds itself coming in today. Why does my daily chart look weird on this one? Not really not a lot of volume yet. Yesterday, this pre-market action looks really not great, but it is moving a little bit now. Probably won't be something I'll look at. Anything interesting about Meta Materials that's worth noting, or is this a move on moment?
no, nothing I've seen specific this morning. They've got some business they do with Tesla that's been causing people to swing trade this here and there, and cause that big pop back in June. Other than that, I'm not seeing anything specific this morning.
Okay. Mara is going to be a part of the Bitcoin deal. You can see Bitcoin's been rising the past few days. Mara's been following it. We'll see if that one comes up later. We've done levels on that one like every day for the past like 3 weeks or something like that. So, you know, we'll get into that if we really need something. FUBO is gapping up above VWAP today. The stock itself has not traded overly spectacular the past few days. I mean, we've had some runs here and some moves here, I guess. So we do find it gapped up. It's now losing it, coming back to S3. So FUBO might set up with an opportunity here, but I would definitely need more volume to come in on it. Right now, I'll throw it on the list and see if it wakes up a little bit. What is FUBO up to? Anything, Norm? Noteworthy?
Yeah, I guess they've got some gaming license news out of Arizona for sports betting or whatnot. But like you said, this one's tough for me. Every time I trade FUBO, it goes FUBAR.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, it's DOCU. I haven't seen DOCU on the list for a while. Let's see here. What's DOCU up to today? Let's see. Solid float on
They had
DOCU
earnings
at
last
190.
night.
Earnings.
I believe they were on CNBC or one of the TV shows this morning as well.
So pricier stock, right? $300 on DOCU. So we're probably going to run a higher spread here for sure. I like the jump up here. The interesting, big looking red candle here. It actually closed on the downside, but quite a bit of volume. People were definitely selling leading into earnings, and must have been a little bit different of a news than they were expecting, because now it finds itself rallying. I'll definitely keep DOCU on the list today and do some levels on that one. This one on earnings can go into play, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then last on our gap up list is AG, which is First Majestic Silver. Pre-market not looking spectacular, but we are jumping up right up to the top of this cool like this little like triangle flat topped range right here. I find that pretty interesting. Is there anything notable going on with precious metals today or silver?
I don't look up mining stocks, man.
Yeah.
They suck to trade.
Yeah. Yeah, this one, like, go back, like, yesterday. I bet this thing looks... Yeah, look at that thing. Just choppy. All right, so let's head over and hit some gap downers. We're going to find us some low floats over here. And then I'm interested to look at our buddy Roku here in a minute and see what it's up to. FBRX, huge gap down from $30 to $5. Ouch. So
yeah, they had some really apparently negative news on a trial they had for atopic dermatitis that came out yesterday after the market closed, and they've had a slew of downgrades this morning. Let's just put it this way: how do you like to be running this company
Oh my gosh.
now? It's Chardon Capital Markets is the investment bank or whatever here, but the analyst there took it from a buy to a sell rating, so 2 notches down from a buy rating past neutral to sell. Their target price was $105. They took it to 4.
Oh my gosh! I mean, look at this thing. So look where it was. Look where value was on this thing back at zero, like 48 cents at one point in time. This stock was a 48-cent stock that was just sitting at 48 cents, and it did that. It stayed at 48 cents for a year almost. This thing basically stayed at 48 cents, a little higher, a little lower, up to $1 maybe. You know, Robinhood trading this thing up to $1. And then you can see when that happened, it had something come out, and then in June, this thing went from being I mean, can you imagine if you had like 10,000 shares of a 40-cent stock or something, and then it went from there to $50? I mean, that'd be pretty good. You would almost be as the opposite excited as the unexcited person that was holding this at $30 and woke up this morning with it selling at $5, which sounds like an account exploder to me, right? I mean that's just crazy. Oh my god! I mean, look at this. Yeah, look at this. Look at the after the market yesterday. It just goes from 28.75 thunk. It just dropped. You'd be sitting there, hey, yeah, I got like $500. Boom, I owe them 50 grand. Oh man, that would hurt. All right, let's see. So I'm not going to trade FBRX today. If you guys want to trade it, you can find your own levels. I don't like it. Just kidding. If you really want them, put them in the chat later. But yeah, let's see here. We got. One second. All right. So back over here, any is a low float. We've seen this one pop up a couple of times. This thing has better days, if we could say that. But yesterday it had a really strong rally and then stuff. Today it finds it all the way back down, almost at the opening price from yesterday. So that's a little wild. So I don't know if I would. I mean, this has been a lot of pre-market action on this thing, and what I think is this thing moves a lot in pre-market and then spends its day being nasty. So I'm not going to trade any. I'll throw it down here on the extreme low float area. If someone wants me to throw levels on it, I will. Job Y, or Joby Aviation Incorporated, finding itself gap down for sure today, heading towards $10 maybe. Pre-market action. Not great. Good float. Anything going on with JOBY?
I got sidetracked. I had a
little YouTube going on.
No, I froze up. I had to restart some programs here to get reconnected with you, and in the process, I lost my notes. So I don't have.
Brutal.
I don't have this one. Yeah, that's all right.
Computers.
I don't think I had anything off the top of my head though. Not
right
to say
on.
something's not happening. There's not a whole lot of info on it.
Okay, so Focus Universal here. We are downtrending heavily in the pre-market, but on sporadic volume at best. We did have a really big rally on this one that is now turning over and stuffing. So if you're into the low float kind of thing, S or FCUV may be your thing if it wakes up and brings in a little bit of volume. Catapult Holdings, fun name. Looks like it had a bit of a bounce a few days ago. Today, and then yesterday rallied a little bit more. Today, it finds itself kind of gapping down a bit back to $5. Not quite super low float, but still kind of in the lower float category. I'll throw that on there if you want. Hey, Space is coming on too. B Big has been another lower floater. This one I've actually seen traded fairly well in the past couple of days. So it does offer some opportunities. Yesterday it had a pretty decent drawdown yesterday. Today it'll be interesting to see if it does anything. Of the low floats, that's the one I would probably be the most interested if I traded them, which I don't. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and get Space on here because it dropped away. And I don't want to forget about it. And then let's go with VIPS. There we go. There's Space back. All right, so we got 2 more, Roku and then Space, and then we'll pop over to some community events, and then we'll find some levels. Let's see, we got Roku here. Roku's got to have some news going because it is gapping down good on us.
Yeah, Amazon had some news come out that they are getting into space that might hurt Roku as competition.
Interesting. So that's definitely a thing. I mean, they're spreading that web, so they're really getting into digital media a lot now. I've noticed there's been a lot of new like Amazon movies that are coming out, so I'm definitely not surprised to see them venturing more into this market. So Roku not happy about that. So Roku was in beast mode back in 2020, and Norm and I both paid some mortgages for a while, trading Roku pretty much every day as we rallied from there for that whole year. Basically didn't even need a different stock for a little while. You could just intraday swing Roku basically as it just went up every single day parabolically.
That was crazy.
It was beautiful. Every now and again you get lucky and you get like a little spurt, normally it's only a day or two. You don't get like, a year of it, but it was great. So you can see Roku here finding itself gap down, did a big sell. This candle right here says a lot. High volume here. It opened at the top of the candle and closed at the bottom. That means this candle sold all day, right? If it recoiled, it was just for profit taking, and this thing kept on going down. So this definitely showed a lot of selling intent. It'll be interesting to watch this morning if we get a little bit of a bounce to retest previous day's close and then sell off more. We've kind of already done that in the pre-market a titch, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Roku definitely on my list today. I am going to have some fun with that one. And then Space has jumped up onto the list as well, gapping down. Had a really big spinning candle kind of day yesterday, almost closed flat for the day, but on a bunch of volume. So this might be worth looking at. Space has kind of had a big draw down from 50 down to 30. We might be looking to go back down to the $15 range. Ever since they did that share offering, Space has for some reason been very undesirable, and they have been just selling the junk out of this thing. Any notable news on them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more than the share offering. The share offering happened to be the day after they had a very hyped up, not that exciting space flight that they are being investigated by the FAA over flight deviations. So,
I didn't hear about the flight deviation.
Amongst other things, having to raise their price nearly double. All kinds of other news has come out. So there's been a number of things actually.
They're like, he actually didn't go as high as they said they went, and they pulled it.
He went as high as they said. He went as high as he said he went, but it wasn't technically space by most people's
right. Yeah.
thing. And then I guess we were talking about it yesterday that the something about the trajectory was off and the descent, they deviated from their flight plan to some degree. That's being investigated. And then they raised prices, which some people say. I think they doubled it from like $250 to $500,000 for a ticket. I don't know. It's an expensive $500,000 for 11 minutes of not going to space. I don't know. There's a number of things, and then you got.
I know you like me, man. For that kind of money, we'll go get an 8K OLED TV, and I'll throw on some Discovery Channel on the Bose surround system, and we'll call it done.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll sit real close to the TV, and I'll just go like this while I'm.
There you go.
That kind of money.
I'll jump on the floor and shake the room for you more than the sub will even.
There you go.
Anyway, and then Blue Origin Flu 2 went higher. So I did think the Blue Origin thing have been going there.
When Blue Origin went, at least I was like, all right, that kind of looks like a space mission. I mean, at least it was a thing, right? So I was like, all right. But it was really weird trying to figure out which Bezos was Jeff Bezos, because him and his brother, and then the cowboy hat. I got really thrown off by the cowboy hat. But it was all good stuff. All right. So what we'll do now is let's pop over to some community announcements. 9:00. We'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll go get us some levels. 1 second, let me get a slide advanced because it is not Monday. And boom. All right, all you.
All right, Thor's Tape Reading 101 is up. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. It is a great webinar. And then next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m., we're going to have Kyle doing part 2 of his Using Bookmap to Assist in Trading webinar. Bad Habits by Dr. Kenneth Reed and Breaking Them, that is posted as well. Next week, we have Kreda. Her long-awaited return from maternity leave will be at 5 p.m., though it's a special time because she's in Europe. That'll be on Understanding Your Money Mindset. All right, this month's charity. I will have the updated info for August to you on Tuesday when we return. Don't forget, no market Monday. We're not here Monday. But Cure Childhood Cancer is the charity for this month. I saw Nathan donated on the Super Chat earlier. So thank you very, very much. Much appreciated. All those are donated are matched dollar for dollar by Andrew. And anything donated on there or on the giving page on the site in September is going to cure childhood cancer. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day with entries and exits, then add any commentary you can to describe the trade, post it on Twitter, tag at BearBullTraders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We will pick a winner each afternoon and announce it on Twitter and in the room, and then all the trades of the day are eligible for trade of the week, which is voted on by the team over the weekend and announced on Monday, or I guess in next week case Tuesday. If you're watching on YouTube, haven't been in the chat room, and you'd like to try it out, watch us trade all day, not just the open and the pre-market shows, go to bearbulltraders.com, scroll down till you see that test drive, 7 days. Click that test drive now. Enter the promo code premarket24 when you check out. That'll discount it. It cancels after 7 days. It will not charge you again. You have to actively go pick another membership category. That's 7 calendar days or 5 trading days in the room, unless there's a market holiday, which there is next Monday. So don't at me. All right. And then finally, 40% off annual elite membership. If you are interested in getting access to all of the content I'm describing, all of the awesome webinars that we put on each and every week, use the promo code SUMMER40 and you get 40% off the annual elite membership.
Cool, good stuff. So, a really fun week here. Lots of good stuff, in the chat room and all of that. I think for everyone out there, I think the content that's in there has been really great. So I really appreciate that. Next week, lots of good stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really liking it. So let's pop over. Let's get some levels going on these items we have here on our list. And then I'll pop out. I'll get a couple of tickers from YouTube, a couple tickers from the chat, and then we'll get some moderators lineups going, then a little live trading afterwards. So first off, let's go back and take a quick peek at the SPY and see how we've reacted to the news that the farm payroll. You can see here we had the big move up to R3. R3. We've actually managed most of a traverse already from R3. We made it all the way to S2. Now we find ourselves squeezing back. Notice the volume. We dropped down on really strong volume, and now we've been squeezing back up, and it's been on lower declining volume. So this looks like we're kind of pulling back a little bit. I'm going to be a little short biased on the SPY today, to be honest. But never locked in and unwilling to be flexible. But I think this could be the day we get a nice downward move out of the SPY. So I'm actually going to put SPY on my watch list as one of the first items I'm going to be watching today on the SPY. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and mark some levels on SPY itself. So first of all, obviously, we're going to have this critical level down near 452.50. If we lose that level at any point, I think that'll be something to pay attention to. And then actually this level right here at 453.21, I want to watch that, because if we come down there and start testing that, that's where we had tested before dropping down. If we start to rally, I'm going to be looking for it to go through R3. Right, and then let's see if that lines up somewhere on the daily around yesterday's high, right? And you can see yesterday's high will cut us right through the middle of all of this price action. So if we rally up and get through yesterday's high, then I'll be looking to maybe play a little bit more of a long move. But my gut feeling is this thing's going to try and squeeze, break out, get everything that it can, and then we're going to go into an all-day fade. So now let's go over to PD. Pager duty has a gap. Not a huge fan of PDD. Just looking at its 1 minute chart, I don't see a lot of order flow coming in yet, so I would not want to play it as of yet. But there are some nearby net levels that are notable. Notice the top of this weekly candle here it is quite nice, and we're already rallied almost into it. After that, the bottom of this week right here at 54.20 gives us some nice top side levels. If we start to draw back a little bit, I'd look to see for it to come back here, maybe retest this 48.70 area, and you see that gives us some really high ranged levels up above here. Because of our price, and I see this little consolidation on the daily here, I'm going to mark the top of that consolidation right there, and I think that puts us right where we are now. So we'll keep an eye on that. This is some good tight ranges for PD. SAVA, I've marked a zillion levels on this thing over the past couple of days. It does have a narrow pivot range. It finds itself breaking out today. So today may be the day to watch it. I have found SAVA very difficult and unpleasing situation, right? So let's see here. If we end up having SAVA, if you guys want to call that out later, I'll go into it. DD pushing up. A lot of the Chinese sector related stocks are finding a bounce today. You can kind of see some pretty obvious levels just right off the area. You see this value area right in here around 915. So this is going to be kind of the area we're going to be looking for it to hold. If it can hold this and make new highs, then maybe you got a shot on this thing. And of course, you're going to look for it to break out from pre-market high. This stock does have the ability to trade on very narrow band candles. So wait for the volume to come in. We do have some orders coming in, but only about 2,500 or 3,000 or so, maybe up to 30,000 depending on the minute. So not horrible order flow here. So this one could be worth keeping an eye on. HUT, I'm not into any of the Bitcoin miner stocks today. So if there's a specific one you end up wanting levels on, just call that one out in the chat and I'll do it. RAS, volume, not great. We did have a big push on high volume yesterday, so I do find that interesting. Big level here naturally is going to be previous day's close, the king of all levels. You can notice here we tested that level. You notice to the downside, right? We have that close there. That seems to line up net. If we start to sell, I'd look at it to come back to around 570, somewhere in there, and see if it holds. And if it does, then look for a rally back up. We did have a big volume day on that, so sometimes that results in a choppy second day, and then it becomes a 3-bar play next week. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure the volume comes in before we take a position there. CLOV, Clover Health. Clover Health was a mover a long time ago. I believe this one's the Wall Street Bets target. Short float's a little low for them. Oh, wait, hold on. That's Roku. That's why. I do not get a short float on this one. Hold on. Let me see. All right. Short float 15.8% on this one. So it does have a little bit of an elevated short float. Nothing crazy like a 20-30%, but still elevated. You can almost find that on most of WSB's targets. You do see a high value range at $9 and then it moving up. So my main level I'd probably be watching is 9. If this falls back to 9, I'd look at it to hold there and then move up. If it loses 9, we really don't need levels for that. It's just going to move back into this range and bounce around 850. If it holds and goes up, then, we're going to look for it to go up to around 9, the top of this candle right here. And see if it goes there. Also notice we do have this 50 moving average coming across here on the daily. So maybe keep an eye on that level right there, just above, to see what happens. Notice we got right to that before and then we failed. So I'm going to look for that pre-market high breakout on that. FUBO on the list. FUBO has been moving up, but I do not feel like it's been trading well in the pre-market, especially not looking great right now. I do notice that it's kind of rallied back up to this value area here and is now turning upside down. That's going to be the critical thing I'm going to look for is pre-market high. If this thing starts to sell, I'm gonna let it come be watching previous day's high, and then I'm going to be watching previous day's close. If it starts to sell. DOCU with some volume yesterday found itself gapping a bit now, gapping a bit earlier in the day, now starting to sell back down. I believe earnings news, if I recall, on this one. DOCU, again, previous day's close, always going to be a level. In this case, I'm going to use the previous day's opening, or the previous day's high, I mean, which is near the opening price, which is a little closer. But if it goes inside this candle and then makes a new low, you could actually see this thing draw down and sell. But it looks like it's been in an ascending pattern. We've been back testing here, so I wouldn't expect this to need to retest much before it goes. So I'd look for this to hold 295 and then maybe play it long if it does. If we go long and it does, we're going to be looking for pre-market high, a return to pre-market high over the short term, and then over the the rest of the day, maybe even getting all the way back up to there. Could put in a good $10 run if this thing gets volume in and goes. However, right now we don't have that volume yet. Over to the flip side, our buddy ROKU. ROKU looking, definitely moving in the pre-market, or it has moved. Right now, order flow a little low, which is not entirely unusual on ROKU pre-market. The one thing that really stands out to me on ROKU is yesterday's candle. We had a big drawdown yesterday, and it opened and then at the top, and it closed at the bottom with high volume. So this was a selling candle. There wasn't really even a good pullback or anything. I mean, we took some profit on the way down, but otherwise, so if we when we open, if we start to rally at all, I'm going to look for it to come right back to previous day's close. And then the bottom of this range right here, you can see these lower candles, right? If it comes back inside of this range right here and it hits these and holds, then I'd be looking for a short for a continued move down off of that. If we immediately start to drop right out of the gate, obviously pre-market low is going to be what I'm going to be focused on. Like if we get a little squeeze back to VWAP, for instance, lose through pre-market low. Still early. It's only 9:12, so we maybe get a little more drawdown on it. Joby also, JOBY also gapping down. Not loving the volume on this one, but same kind of a deal here. I'd look for it to squeeze to VWAP or back up to maybe previous day's low, and then see this thing drop on the downside. I'd be looking for this thing to come down somewhere right around there, and then maybe again down to right about there if it really gets selling. Not really my thing that I'm into, but it could be a fun trader if it gets going. Space had this really interesting large, looks like almost a distribution candle here, even though we're in a low range. So we may see continued selling on Space. It just not yet. We need volume. I would be looking for it to lose yesterday's low. Losing yesterday's low should be a very significant level. That's the main one I'll be focused on. Otherwise, I'm actually going to watch previous day's close. If it goes up and starts hitting against previous day's close and tries to break, I could play that long for a squeeze. And then lastly, VIPS, really poor volume and everything. Gapping down a little bit today, but normal levels, play the low and tops of prior candles. I think we're good there. Okay, it is 9:13. Let's go ahead and pop out to the chat room. Is there anything in the chat room and YouTube, a couple of tickers, anything you guys are interested in checking out? IMPL and Baba, and out of the YouTube, IMPL and then Baba out of the room. LCID, I'll check that one out for you, Scalp. It did not trade great yesterday, but maybe today will be a better day. LCID, and then Apple. Why not? IMPL. So pre-market action on IMPL is not desirable. Let's pull up some more information. All right, low float. Short float is low, not held by very many. So this is a neuropharmaceutical company. IMPL has no volume in the pre-market. So I would have trouble playing this at the moment. However, I will point out that the stock has been on a rally for the past few days and has been steadily moving up. So let's see how it plays. All right, so the stock looks like it trades like junk during the daytime, though. Look at this price action. Look at all these little speckles and spots and all of this. This is not consistent order flow. So this stock right now does not look like it trades well in the pre-market or the open market. So if you're gonna buy at the beginning of the day and then just like hold it all day and not really worry about it, might be worth doing something. But you have a stock that's just gonna halt all over the place, and get sporadic price movement. Baba had a bit of a gap up yesterday and then sold almost the entire day. Now finds itself gapping back down. That's very interesting. Baba's been under a lot of pressure for a while, along with some China regulation stuff. I'm gonna be watching 2 days ago's open price, which we're basically sitting at right now. That should be interesting. If we start to rally, I'd love to see what happens around PDC 172, previous day's close, and maybe get a good fade off of that if we squeeze at the open. If we start to move to the downside, levels here are a little complicated because we've had all of these gaps and little moves, big moves, all kinds of weird stuff. So I'd probably look for it to come down maybe to right there, and then after that, back into this ranged area here. LCID really had my interest yesterday because it did this big, like almost like a dead cat bounce after it gapped down. And then yesterday squeezed on a lot of volume. So right now pre-market looks horrible on LCID. Looks like algo trading only. Doesn't seem like we've got any real participation here. However, this is the kind of thing you would actually see on a. We've got a big bounce here. We have low volume indecision. I'm actually going to be watching a short on LCID today. I'd love to see what it does around previous day's close and then previous day's low specifically, right? If we can lose some of those levels, right, then what we're going to be looking at is we could actually squeeze up and then roll over, lose this level, and then go on a continued hard sell down. Could be interesting. Apple has been moving back up again with the market showing strength. Apple has gone with it, moving away from 150, but that move away from 150 has been very lackluster and on declining volume. So Apple's really struggling with that move. Today it finds it chopping around in pre-market up near R3. Certainly looks like it could draw down a bit, if it has some struggles there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. Let me grab like one more from the room. It looks like the boss is getting in and getting set up. Let me go ahead and read you out our moderators' watch lists actually, and then I will switch things over to Andrew. Anything interesting on your list today, Norm, that you're really into? Let's see here. I think you're muted, buddy.
Sorry, that was me. No, I'm still looking.
Cool.
There's a low float APOP that Cesar. Thank you for the super chat. That'll be matched dollar for dollar by Andrew, and go to Cure Children's Cancer since it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. I've got APOP here. It's not shortable, low float. I wouldn't want to short it. They had news that came out last night. It's a biotech. It could be volatile. I don't see a whole lot that I'm super interested in, but that one might develop into something, so we'll see.
Right on. Let's see, we got, Peter's got some IPOs today, GIPR, and some SPACs, DWACU, OXUSU. Dima's watching Apple and LI Auto. John H is feeling like going back to bed today. Nothing looking great to me. This will be a cautious Friday. And Brian Pesum, SAVA, he's holding from a swing trade, and he's watching BABA, CCJ, AA, GDXJ, IMPL, and APOP. So Brian's with you on the APOP there, Norm. And then I think I'm going to actually be watching the SPY ETF itself. And then I'm going to probably watch Roku, and maybe SPACE, ROKU, SPACE, and DOCU will probably be what I'll be checking out today. So we've got Andrew and Brian in here. We're going to go ahead and bring them live in a second. Norm, great hanging out with you, buddy. Good luck trading
Likewise,
today.
man. Thank you for covering. Much appreciated. I got to say on APOP, I may not be able to cover it because whenever I see the name or think of it in my head, Hanson Son Mbop comes
Same thing
to
happened
the
to me.
tone of APOP, and I don't know if I can deal with that all day and then for a 3-day weekend. So anyway.
Just can't deal with all the call outs, right? Hey, gentlemen, how's it going? Brian and Andrew, how are you guys doing today?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning, Thor and Norm. Thanks for taking us through the pre-market show here. Awesome.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank
Take
you
care,
so
guys.
much, guys. I appreciate that. Good morning, YouTube people. Thank you so much for your like, subscribe, and support. So what a weird morning in the markets. I personally don't like anything.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on anything yet. No, I'm not too keen on anything. I mean, we were doing the close yesterday. I mentioned SAVA was going to use SAVA as a swing trade, so I'm really happy about that this morning. I don't know if anyone else took SAVA long. I actually have had it for a couple of days as a swing trade. Anyone else in the room join me with that one? And I know mentioned it in the room last night. Ford, I'm not really liking. I got out of my calls on Ford. I just,
Finally,
that.
No Brian and no Ford call.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought a couple people had. A couple people were in on that. Oh, nice. There you go, Mego. That's I knew somebody had taken it long. At least one person, maybe more.
So how was the non-payroll thing? Was it good, bad? What was the number that was coming out today?
The ADP non-farm payrolls report, or not ADP, just the non-farm payrolls report, it was really disappointing. 235,000 versus, I think it was 770 was the expected. So it was a pretty big miss. And for the market, I was thinking bad news could be good because, the Fed's been talking about tapering in September, maybe October, and now maybe they'll reconsider that. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Excellent. Brian, maybe your microphone seems a little bit strong. Can you either move it a little bit back or maybe reduce the gain? At least for me, it's like that.
Okay.
I don't know how it is because sometimes we hear I hear I think maybe it's just a little bit.
I don't have a lot of. I don't have any control.
Yeah, it's better.
Over mine.
It's much better now. It's much better now. Yeah, it's much better now. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think Thor might be the one who controls that because I can't control it. I can talk softer, carry a big stick.
Thank you. No, that's good. That's good. Thank you. Yeah, it's just sometimes these microphones can get. For me, it's here. Okay. All right. So, sorry, you were saying about this market seems that it wants to go down a little bit finally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Thor did reduce it. Perfect. APOP. Yeah, these lower price stocks a little bit tough, at least for me. What's the APOP look like?
Yeah, IMPL. It's not a low float. It's 100 and 37 million shares. APOP, I think we've played this one before. Don't remember, 3.6 million shares. Again, I'm not going to probably chase these at the open. I'll probably just wait for a bit of a consolidation pattern.
TD, I don't like it. Mat. Not sure. Yeah, I am not really big fan of any of them. Market is coming down a little bit.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not too crazy about anything much either here right now.
Roku. Yeah, I did see people talking about Roku. Roku is interesting now. Dropping. Yeah, I might put the Roku here.
Let's take a look at Roku. Yeah, it does look like that looks maybe interesting. FUBO was up on some news. Not really looking that interesting yet. Yeah, SAVA's dancing all over the place. I've already sold some of my swing trade there. Yeah, Roku looks interesting. I didn't really like any. I looked at it. It's not to say that it won't do something once we open up here.
Yeah, no, nothing really, to be honest with you, nothing crazy today.
Yeah, I was thinking Rising Devil trade out. What's the news on Roku? Is there any news at all?
Go down, level down here.
That's never good, is it? When you start competing against Amazon.
Doesn't have much volume, PD. I mean, we do have a lot of nice gap up or gap down, but not a lot of nice volume on any of them.
All right. Well, I'm going to watch Roku for sure. Now that I'm looking at it. I'm looking at CHPT too. It's kind of weak.
All right, so the market is open where the volume is, looking for volume. Roku did some stuff right at the open. Nothing crazy. Apple is doing some stuff. Apple should do some stuff. Apple volume is nice. Yeah, Apple seems really nice and strong. Not a lot of order flow yet. AMC, some stuff.
Just took a smaller short on Roku.
Long or short one?
Short.
Short, yeah. It seems the Midas seems a little bit laggy.
Just going to cover. I'm just covering some here at 331. You don't need a big move on well, you don't. Yeah, Roku moves in large dollar numbers, so
Yeah.
you don't need a
Something
big
is
move
weird in my PC. Let me do a quick. Something is weird.
My entry on Roku was 335 change. It's right when it popped up to the View app there.
Sorry guys, I'll be back quickly. I'm trying to fix that. Maybe do a quick restart or something. Everything is slow in my computer right now.
Just watching the 9 moving average now on Roku. As long as it on a 2-minute chart, as long as it sort of stays below that, it's like popping them out of the rest of it there, just on that pop through it. Still may be a short. It's just it's a bit of a harder stock to trade with the way it jumps around a bit. So I still made $500 on that trade, so that's okay. Still looks like I would still bet it's still going to go lower. It's just I don't know what the short interest is on it. Lots of red in here. I'm looking at CHPT, thinking about a short on this. See if it. I kind of missed the entry on that pop to the View app.
Sorry guys, I'm back. If you guys can hear me, I'm going to share my screen as well. Yeah, it was a very laggy my my thing. AMC potential short on it. Let's see. I'll take a look at the price action on it. Let's see. I'm taking a short on AMC. 43.22. See if you can go to 43.
I'm taking a short on CHPT.
Everyone should be able to see my screen as well. So,
yeah, I'm short CHPT at 22.50. It's coming down to this S3 level, so 2230-ish would be a good exit.
APUP is doing some stuff.
Maybe 2233.
This AMC is doing AMC stuff. EBIG. Any low floats are really selling off.
Yeah, APOP and IMPL is just kind of bottoming here. I think it's still too early to play it.
All right, AMC bounce back. It's turned out to be a choppy mess. I'm covering my AMC with a loss at 43.50. Yeah, it turned out to be the fucking garbage.
Yeah, AMC's tough. Unless you can, I think it's easier to wait to trade that and wait for a pattern to emerge, trend,
Yeah.
a squeeze. I'm going to get
I'm
out of
long
half
the
of my.
BBIG. I'm taking a
I'm
long
going
on
to get out of half of
BBIG at
CH.
737. I'm taking a long on
CHBT, it's
BBIG. See if we can BBIG can 735. Looks like a level holding, trying to pop up. Taking a small long on BBIG at 735. See if we can do a pop 745.
Yeah, the spread is
BBIG.
horrible on IMPL too. SPY is just testing low of day again right now. Low of yesterday, I should say.
MMATs at the WeVap had a really nice run up at the open.
Mara and Riot are showing up on the scanner.
And BBIG popping out at 753, selling some over there.
MicroStrategy is up a lot, but it's can't trade that.
MMAT. I'm taking a long on MMAT. I'm getting out of it. Getting MMAT. That's 6. Getting a small pop on it. This one is at the WeVap. 6. See if you can get a bounce from the WeVap. Stop loss just below the 6.
Yeah, it had a nice move on the
at the open.
Open. I'm long a little bit with you, just because there doesn't seem to be anything else going on.
Just take your share size, small guys. Just
yeah.
AMC is popping up now, bastard. AMC looks like it's squeezing up. Yeah, this MMAT holding, see what's going to happen with it. Had a really nice run up.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with my day because of SAVA, but and then I had that nice caught that bit of a short on ROKU. Still holding. Still, I'm out of this CHPT. It doesn't seem to want to sell off anymore, and now I'm in M MAT with Andrew.
I'm taking a little bit of long on AMC at 43.90. See if this guy wants to go red to green. CF mat and mat. Sorry.
247 million shares in the float, 241 million shares in the float on MMAT. So it's not a low float stock.
Yeah.
They'll take some off here.
Average. Yeah, me as well. I'm getting my average is at 6, and I just don't like. It's just a different crowd or different algos are trading them. That's why I'm getting out completely of MMAT.
Yeah, I sold.
Or
Sold.
AMC is just.
Oh, here we go. I'll sell
here.
another quarter here. 616, 615 filled.
AMC. Come on, AMC. You can pop back up to green. 44.14.
I'm all out of the rest of MMAT, back at break even.
Yeah, I'm getting out of it too. I got messed up with the hotkey and stuff. AMC is gonna go up. Let's see if we can get a good run on AMC. I'm long AMC at 44.13. See if we can get a pop on it for the red to green.
DD's popping up here.
BBIG was nice pop.
DD.
APOP is struggling somehow down there.
Yeah. Just took. I'm just long a little. I'm just long some DD. There we go. DD. We're not quite at high. The pre-market was 948. So we almost got there. Roku's popping up now. Interesting.
Let's see if AMC wants to pop to green. Definitely not great. I'm adding a little bit more here on AMC. And that he wants to go back up.
Yeah, I got out MMAT.
What a horrible day.
Yeah, it's not. Hasn't been great. I mean, I've still had some. See, the good trade I had was Roku. The only really good day trade. I'm still in DD. I'm still looking for. Hopefully, we're going to break out here.
Yeah, AMC is probably not going to do anything. I'm waiting for AMC to break the previous day close. The king of all levels. APOP might making a double bottom. I mean, potentially I'm looking for a long on APOP at 820. Still holding their good volume. Let's see if the bottom. Where is the bottom? That would have been a nice short squeeze if this one can pop.
Yeah,
Come on, AMC.
Sold half of DD at 9.45. Ah, shite. I was going to grab some AA.
Scheiße, huh?
Scheisse. Do you remember?
Slowly getting out of AMC.
Lucid is breaking out.
I'm taking a long on APOP at 820. 822. See if APOP can get to 840. AMC, I'm slowly losing my confidence in it.
Yo.
No, maybe this time I want to go. Yeah, this is a horrible price action. I mean, just
There you go.
APOP at 820.
It's just I'm long some Lucid as well because it seems to be breaking out here.
One APOP.
All right. I accidentally added to my DD position, which were actually worked out.
Yeah, I'm getting out of AMC completely. I just don't like the fact that it's not really doing anything. APOP. See if we can get to 840.
Yeah.
My average is at 820. 2. BBRG was a nice reversal. That was very interesting.
And DD's struggling at 950 here.
AMC finally bastard went up.
Just I'm gonna sell some Lucid here at 1920.
I know AMC today was a little bit garbage. Let's see if APOP can get to 840. Not getting it stopped out on it.
There we go. Ah, yes. Okay, so just going to sell some more DD here at 960.
Yeah, I'm getting out of APOP. I told you these lower price stocks are not really something that SAVA is going up. IWM is backing up. AMC popped up. Really garbage. What is active today? Any
DD,
MMAT is setting off.
DD and Lucid. They're not moving huge, but I mean, not bad.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Baba squeezed up.
So far.
Yeah, APOP is not ready to. That wasn't a long enough consolidation for APOP.
Today is one of those garbage days, to be honest with you. I don't want to look into anything.
So I've got a little bit of DD left and a little bit of Lucid left. Yeah, the CHPT.
Nice, John B.
I made dinner money on that. Alcoa, I snagged some of Alcoa for a swing trade on that pullback. I just kind of missed the bottom. I wish I'd have got it down around 46.20. Well, a couple $100. Oh, okay, so the rest of Lucid is pulling back to the 9, just holding to see if it just holds this level here. I'm out of the
Man,
rest.
you got butchered by Roku. It's a horrible day, to be honest with you.
Roku was tough. Yeah, I'm glad I bailed on it.
It's such a horrible day, at least for me. You're saying
I'm out of the rest of Lucid here. At 1916, I'm looking at the SPY selling off here.
Lucid, what's the ticker for Lucid? LCID?
LCID, yeah, I don't know, I don't like the way the market's going. I mean, I think Thor is probably short the SPY. I'm out of DD as well.
I tried to go short MMAT, but I didn't get filled. There's no short available on it. That was a good short.
Well, Mara is. I was looking at that for a swing too. It's just hard to trade. Keeps gapping.
Bastard AMC.
No shorters for short on MMAT. FUBO is a dog's breakfast.
APOP is still selling off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you do a naked short, you really got to pick a level. That you're fairly confident the stock can go through, obviously. APOP just keeps selling off.
I know, it's horrible. I lost on it.
No sign of a consolidation there.
It might be a potential good bounce from it, but right now it's just DOCU sign.
It's funny. That black dog looks like my dog. It's an Aussie.
I want to go a YOLO trade or something. Just buy a garbage. SAVA. Well, I'm down for my day. Not a lot, a little bit.
VT.
Please don't do it. Put the handcuffs on. Yeah.
Yeah, handcuffs. I didn't see the handcuffs at the office yesterday.
No, I don't have it. I don't have them here. I don't want to scare Megan. But we have two ladies working here. AMD's ripping.
Yeah, the semis are up a little bit here. Yeah, AMD's breaking out here.
I'm gonna buy some APOP at this S3 on 740. See if you can get a freaking reversal on it.
Lucid might be setting up for a 920 trade. We've just lost the 9 on it. VWAP's at 19 on Lucid. The 20's there too, so maybe if it gets down to 19. There's a fairly big bid at 19 right now. There's a bit of a ladder down to it.
Mo, yeah. So come to the office, put the handcuffs on the employee. Qs seems that they're bouncing back. Apparently, nothing was.
Yeah,
Stuffing
bad news was good news. It looks like, kind of looks like Roku wants to break out here, but they're not going to really. I'm not keen on that trade. It's right at S3 right now, testing it for the second time here.
mRNA is also bouncing. Yeah, I don't know. APOP seems that it wants to. Potentially, I was thinking of getting a bounce on APOP, but not yet. Yeah, Qs are running up. Qs are breaking out. AMD is running up. IWM is still weak.
SPY did a bit of a false break down. Now it's popping
garbage.
up. BABA's popping back up.
What is DocuSign?
BABA looks like it's getting ready to go higher. The Chinese stocks. Billy's been good. I should have kept Billy on my list. Billy was the one green Chinese stock other than Didi. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, this 340 level, the 339.47 is the S3 level. So yeah, if it can break above that, Neo green too. Yeah, you're right. Neo is green.
APOP, there's a moving average coming down. It's the S3 here. Let's see where we get up with that.
Yeah, I'm not watching Neo.
I think some is here at the APOP at 749. Probably want to go to 740. Maybe test that moving average. But we're having. I didn't believe it. Qs are really ripping AMD back to 110.
Yeah, probably anticipating lower rates with that bad report. I'm waiting at 19 for Lucid, but I don't know if doesn't look like it was going to drop down there, unfortunately.
I have some APOP at 747. See if we can get a pop on. I need to sell some.
Yeah, the semis. What are the semis doing? Yeah, Nvidia's taking off here.
Selling some here at APOP at 757, 760. Just get the loss back on it.
Okay.
Selling some here more. MMAT.
IWM just dropped a little here. See, SPY's back to the VWAP, rejected it. We'll see what the SPY does at the VWAP here.
Yeah. So YouTube guys, it's 10 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. That's how we lose our money. If you want to lose your money on a paid basis, you can sign up. If you want to lose free, you can just continue watching the YouTube. Thanks for watching and you're supporting the channel. I'm long a little bit APOP, not much. So the only thing that I have is a little bit of APOP, trying to just get this loss back, just a couple of $100. That would be nice. Thank you so much, and I'll see how it goes for the rest of the day. But most likely it's going to be a messy day.
I had a nice green day so far, but probably not. I'm going to back off now a bit on my trading. So we'll see what the rest of the day brings here. Looking for setups. But the Qs, as you say, the Qs still look strong. They're right at the pre-market high right now. They're looking like they want to push higher. Bad news, good news.
Bad news, good news.
All right.
Goodbye, guys.
Yes, have a good weekend. It's a long weekend. Remember, I think it's Monday's the holiday, right?
Monday's the holiday. Yeah, Labor Day. So we'll see you Tuesday.
Enjoy your weekends, everybody.
Bye, guys.